Welcome to Hi Hungry, I'm Dad.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hi Hungry, I'm Dad, the podcast where nerdy dads talk nerdy fads. I am your what the fuck are you doing host, Jared.
I'm Nathan. I'm gonna Nosferatu you and just not blink this entire episode.
Yeah, that would be creepy as all hell. So I'm looking across the table, and Nathan is just giving me this weird fucking look as I'm doing the opening for the show.
My eyes hurt so bad.
You just hold out. You gotta do it.
I almost
Keep
blinked.
going.
I almost blinked.
Don't do that.
This hurts so bad.
I know it does.
I did it.
You blunk.
A blunk?
You blunk.
I must be a blunker.
All right, Nathan.
Welcome to my eye cave.
Nice. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. What's your one quick thing this week?
My one quick thing is Always Be My Maybe, starring Ali Wong. And this movie is so good. It came out on Netflix. It's a Netflix original movie or whatever, and stars Ali Wong. And it's a rom-com, but it's a rom-com. Like, I don't know. There aren't a lot of rom-coms that I get excited about, and I'm like, oh no, this is actually really funny. I would watch this again. This definitely gets a skull from me because I would watch it again and again and again. There's so many moments when it made me laugh and I wasn't expecting it to.
All right. I haven't seen it yet.
It's really funny.
I'm planning on watching it at some point in time. I am a fan of Ali Wong, so you know it's something that I've wanted to watch, and you've talked about it. Hannah's talked about it. I know that other people have been tweeting it out and stuff like that.
Well, one thing that's really great in it is Keanu Reeves is in the movie, and he's so ridiculous. He's over the top Keanu Reeves. Like, he plays himself, but like how other people think he is. Like
in a comedic role.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And I love that he's come back to, like, he was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll do a comedic role. Because he's done all these like super serious roles, but he's
would you say John Wick is a super serious role?
Yeah, kind of. He's murdering people. And, you know, Neo, whoa. I just summed up the Matrix series for you.
You did.
It's just so funny, like the way he acts, the way he talks, and he's not in it for a long time, just a short amount of time. It's like maybe 2 scenes, but everything that he did made me laugh so hard. And like his interaction with the other characters that were in the scenes with him were just incredible.
Good. That's something I can look forward to.
You're welcome. Hey, Jared, what's your one quick thing?
My one quick thing is actually related to this movie that you're speaking of.
Like by blood?
Yeah. Second cousins, I think.
Oh, okay.
But it is actually Keanu Reeves memes that are coming from this movie. So if you go to Twitter and you follow Keanu Reeves WTM, you can find a lot of clips where Keanu Reeves is entering into like a restaurant or a bar or something like that. I'm not sure because I haven't watched the movie yet.
It's a restaurant, but yes. Spoilers.
And he's just entering into like all these different kinds of music. So I know that What a Man was one of them by Salt and Pepper. Notorious B.I.G. was one of them. There's been a lot of them, and they're all great. It's all the same scene,
yeah,
but it's just different chunks of music.
Well, and they cut out parts of it, like they cut out like different people's reactions to him walking in. It's just the shots of him from that scene,
yeah,
and it's really funny.
So it's something that I can look forward to watch this movie. I mean, people have talked about it, so I kind of know a little bit about it. I don't want to say spoilers because I don't think it's been spoiled for me, but I mean...
It's not a main point of the movie.
Yeah.
It's just something that happens, and he just happens to be in it, and it makes it really... like, he's really funny in it, and every scene that he's in it with them is really funny, but it's not a spoiler in any way.
Oh, no, I know, but I'm talking about, like, other parts of the movie.
Well, yeah, because me and Hannah just talk about it in front of you.
Yeah, which is fine.
Well, I mean, you still haven't seen Endgame, so...
I'm going this weekend, so I just haven't had the time.
Yeah. Do you know who dies?
I think Paul Blart dies, right?
Yeah.
Paul Blart.
He came in on a Segway,
Mm-hmm.
but it was on fire.
Didn't he like attach one of the stones to a Segway for a bit?
Yeah, the time stone.
Yeah. Okay. I knew that's the only part that got spoiled for me.
Yeah, well, the reason why he put the time stone on a Segway was that so that he could clock in and out faster.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got to catch those runners in the mall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, Nathan, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for shower thoughts. So, here's the first one.
Okay, tell me.
This one comes from
Give it to me, Daddy.
Black Hole. You're probably closer to being a millionaire than Bill Gates. So,
That's depressing.
it is very depressing, right?
Yeah.
So, like, immediately you're like, wait, what? And then
Like-
you're like, oh, wait. Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm not even a thousandaire right now. Just paid a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not even a thousandaire right now. I am still closer to being a millionaire than Bill Gates.
Yeah, definitely. Because what is he worth now? I mean, it's several billion.
Yeah, several billion. Billions.
With a B.
$100 billion. That was my Dr. Evil.
It was spot on.
No, because I stuck my pinky up and put it to my lips.
Mhm.
And that's how you knew it
Mm-hmm.
was Dr. Evil.
So this isn't first impressions. We're doing shower thoughts.
Dr. Evil. That sounded like you. Sorry.
Sounded like me mixed with Kermit.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are you saying I'm Kermit?
I mean, you got fucked up looking eyes.
Not green, though.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, all that makeup you wear
It just makes me blue.
covers up your green. Dabu dabu die.
So this next one comes from Friends Call Me Q.
Okay, Q. What you got?
It's kind of weird how we basically have an endless mental conversation with ourselves.
Yeah, I definitely do. I talk to myself constantly. Mostly what I do, though, is I replay conversations that I've had and how I wish they would have gone. I reconstruct conversations, and I'm like, I should have said this. Next time I'm in that situation, I'm going to say these things. It
And
never
then you never
happens.
do.
It never happens because I'm never in those situations again.
Or whenever like you get mad at somebody and you're going over scenarios in your head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I wish I could say this to this person.
But I can't because I killed them already.
I can't because I love them. I made a sad face.
Oh, now I see.
Yeah, I had to move away from the pop filter for you to see my sad. It's so sad.
Yeah, so my problem is my own brain doesn't want to talk to me. So
You just sit there.
I just
You
sit
know
there
what?
like,
You do just sit there blankly like most of the time.
mm-hmm.
Like I'll come home and walk in the living room and you've got something on the TV, but you really are just laying on the couch with your phone open, but you're not doing anything on it.
Yeah.
You just keep opening it every time it locks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no.
No. Love me.
You recognize me, phone. Recognize me. See me. See my soul.
Look into my soul.
See me. Siri, talk to me.
Okay, so I have two more.
Two more.
And I'm really struggling as to which one I want to give to you right now.
Oh, no, give me all.
I think I'm going to give you this one.
Okay.
It comes from Bread Acquirer.
Okay. The bread man.
There's like 7 billion boobs. So this is maybe not accurate, but also maybe so.
Okay. Not every woman has boobs.
And not every man doesn't have them.
That's true. So there's more boobs out there.
Yeah, there's potentially more boobs. We
Or
just really don't know.
Potentially
at this
less. I guess it depends on what you classify as boobs.
point. I would say fatty pec tissue would be boobs.
Does Arnold Schwarzenegger have boobs?
He has old man boobs. They're a little bit different because they're more saggy.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Kind of the same thing. I know he's gained a little bit of weight, but
But he's still real buff. He can still do them split.
Yeah, he can. He can do them split.
He can do them split. Jean-Claude Van Damme can do them split.
And we know this because he do them split on airplane.
He also do them split between semi-trucks.
Yes, he does. Wait, which one was it? Was it Jean-Claude Van Damme who did the one on the airplane, or was that Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris doesn't do the split.
Chuck Norris does do split.
Not like Jean-Claude.
He do them split.
Jean-Claude Van Damme can do the split to where, like, he just split and then his toes are higher than his shoulders.
Is that the split, though?
Yeah.
It just seems uncomfortable.
Yeah, he, like, turns his feet up and his toes up, and then he do split. And then James McAvoy come out.
All right. So 7 billion boobs.
7.
Yay or nay?
Because that's saying 3.5 billion women are on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that number could be different. I think that this is assuming a lot of things. Wait, I want to clarify. This guy's name is Bread Acquirer, not Boob Acquirer.
Yes.
It's not Boob Expert.
This person is called Bread Acquirer. I'm not sure if it's male or female.
That's fair. If it's fair, maybe they got boob.
Maybe they just got one.
Some people only have one boob.
Some people only got one.
Some people got 2.
Some people got none.
Some people got 3, like that chick in Total Recall.
She definitely have 3.
She got 3, but then she gets shot in her back, and that's sad. She died. She had 3 boobs.
So there's a comedian that's telling a joke about a time that she got shot, and it went through her back and out her chest, and she says that her nipple got shot off. I don't remember which comedian it was, and this might get cut because your reaction was not very good.
Because now I'm sad that somebody got fucking shot and they lost their nipple. They only got one nipple. Think about that sad nipple play. You know, like whoever they're with goes like on the one nipple and is licking and stuff, and then goes to the other side and they're like, I guess I'll go back to the other side and the one nipple.
Okay, Nathan, you ready for this last one?
Yes.
This last one comes from Turtle Z1235. If holy water kills vampires, then putting holy water in a humidifier is making holy gas. You just made a gas chamber for vampires.
So I know what I'm doing tomorrow. And that's buying humidifiers for every room in the house and then acquiring holy water, because vampire apocalypse could happen.
Okay.
30 days of night.
Could. Yeah,
what if the sun explodes and then we have 30 days of night?
Ooh.
Maybe it would be longer, but we'd have an eternity of night. But then we would have to come up with ways to keep the vampires at bay.
I feel like if sun explode, we explode.
I mean, there are going to be people in like secret chambers deep in the earth or on other planets by then.
I don't know.
Sun's not going to explode tomorrow.
No, it's not.
It's on the back end of its life cycle, but
I mean, how long is that life cycle?
Like we got like another like 2 billion years.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like, I don't know, 2 years.
No. We're all definitely going to be dead and gone by then. But this podcast won't, because it's going to exist on the internet forever.
Forever.
That's what my dad keeps telling me.
It's going to be sent into outer space.
Let's take a quick time out.
On the Story Song Podcast, we closely examine the story of famous story songs.
We'll walk you through the lyrics you've heard 1,000 times, but have never thought about.
Leave it to us, because we overthink everything.
Spread the word around. Guess who's back in town? Why is this my job? Why is this on me now?
I didn't even like those guys.
We discuss the history of the story songs you love. Show of hands. Who here knew that Rick Springfield was Australian?
No clue.
The Wikipedia article started with, "You guys, you're not going to believe this."
The Story Song Podcast. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's get back to the show.
So let's go ahead and get into our main topic.
All in
We're a few weeks late, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little late.
But you know what? It gives us time to really collect our thoughts and really talk about this.
To compose.
Yeah,
really digest.
Yeah, because we had some strong reactions. We're going to be talking about Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones.
So, Season 8 has come and gone, obviously.
Some of us wish it had never happened.
A lot of us wished it never happened. You know, I will say this. I enjoyed a good bit of the final season.
Episode 3, what we could see of it was really good.
I mean, I had some problems with it, but I mean, overall, the episode was good. The battle was good. It was a lot of action, very dark.
Yeah, very dark.
But there were a lot of cool things that happened, right? But with just about any show you're going to watch, there's going to be ups and downs, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, there was over 1.5 million people who signed a petition to actually remake the 8th season of Game of Thrones.
And I think that is dumb.
I think so too.
Because it demeans the power of petitions. These people are never going to do it. Petitions are things that you do for like government issues. You don't do it about your fucking favorite show just because it's like the last season sucks. Otherwise, we would have done a petition for Lost for like the last episode. That whole last season wasn't great, but it was not the worst thing that they had put out. But I will say the last season of Lost was head and shoulders better than the last season of Game of Thrones.
But what about Knees and Toes?
Yeah. Those are already above, or head and shoulders above knees and toes.
Right.
Get out of here, Raffi.
I just think that there's a couple things going on with the reaction to the final season. One, it was just not that great. It was not a great final season.
Like the dialogue was shitty. The dialogue in the whole thing was shitty. There were a couple of really cool moments, but they felt rushed. Like the thing about letting Jon know that he's Aegon Targaryen, it just kind of came out, and it was like super rushed, and then it was not. It didn't. Was it the end? He found out at the end of the previous episode, and then at the end of the next episode, he tells Daenerys.
Yeah, like first episode he finds out, and then
he tells her in second episode.
Yeah.
Episode 3, he tells his sisters.
Yeah.
And then Sansa
or was
tells
it 4?
Everyone.
Was it episode 4?
I think he tells him at the beginning of episode 4, and then she tells
and
Tyrion.
He's like, he goes to Arya, Bran, and Sansa.
Yeah.
Bran already knows, obviously.
Yeah, because he knows all of history.
Right. And he tells Sansa and Arya, two people who have been talking about, oh, this is for family. Protect your family. And then she backstabs him yet again. Sansa backstabs Jon yet again by telling Tyrion.
Yeah. Because she doesn't care about... Because at that point to her, Jon's no longer family.
See, I feel the same way. I don't think that they were trying to portray that in the show. I don't think that's what they were trying to get across. I think what they were trying to get across was a sense of, oh, okay, so I have this information. I'm going to do this for the family because it will keep the North and Winterfell separate from the kingdom, right?
And I can rule it.
Yeah.
Which is what ends up happening, which is fine because I don't really care about that. I
don't think she deserved it.
She didn't, but who cares?
And you know what? In a lot of aspects, I looked at that final piece where they're showing her on the throne and that she's Queen of Winterfell. There was a lot of Cersei in that, I thought.
Yeah, maybe.
Am I wrong about that?
I don't know, but it's not like they're going to do more show.
I did like that the detail on her dress was the leaves of the
giving tree. The weird god tree.
The giving tree.
The god.
the
everybody
God's
knows the fucking tree.
Yeah.
The face tree. The crying face tree.
Yeah.
That has the souls of the children of the forest in it.
I thought that was kind of cool, but there was, to me, it just seemed like Cersei sitting on the throne.
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't feel connected enough with her character anymore.
It didn't mean anything.
It
That's what I was
didn't,
getting
yeah.
at. It doesn't mean anything to me as somebody who watched it. And I loved Sansa at one point.
Yeah.
Like, especially coming out of, like, Ramsay Bolton in that whole scenario, and how strong she was and how powerful she was, and she found herself. And not because of that, but, you know, like, that she just became this whole different person. And then she just continued to let herself get manipulated by Baelish, and then they kill him, and then it was like, I guess your story's done.
Yeah.
I don't...
It felt like her story was done after that.
Yeah, and everything that happened in the final season with her was like, I don't care. Also, Bran, who cares about that guy?
Yeah.
He's not an interesting character. He's not a good actor. He just sits there and stares and says weird shit. Like, he's not a good character, and then they made him fucking king. That doesn't make sense at all.
It doesn't. Not at all. And
Because it should have been Jon.
you know, I don't care for it to be Jon. Honestly, I mean, he obviously doesn't want it.
No, but that's, to me, that's the mark of a good leader, is somebody who is a reluctant leader. Like, they don't want the power, but they're given power.
Yeah.
It's like Rick in Walking Dead never wanted to be the leader. He just they had to have a leader, and everyone just looked to him.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. Like, I like where Jon ended out the season.
It's fine because it's
the
cyclical.
series.
It closes that circle.
Right. And I don't like necessarily how he got there, but I like the fact that he did end there. Going north of the wall with the wildlings.
Because that's where he really belongs.
Yeah, that's where he's most comfortable.
Yeah, he belonged there. It is sad that, like, he didn't have some sort of, like, reconnection with Ygritte.
Yeah, I know.
That would have been very cool.
Who he's married to in real life.
Yeah.
Which is real cool.
They met on the show.
Yeah.
And then they got married because he saw her boobies.
Mm-hmm. And classic Jon Snow.
Classic Jon Snow. I see your boobies. I gotta marry you.
Yep. But going back to Bran, though, I'm very confused as to what his abilities really are. He can only see into the past, right? He only sees the history.
He can see into the past and he can see the present. But he can only see...
Okay.
Hear me out. He can see the...
No, just how you presented that to me. He can see the present.
No, but he...
Well, yeah, no shit.
Well,
so
no,
can I.
But he can only see what's happening either around him immediately, or he can...
He can
go
warg
into
off.
Yeah, he can warg off. That's funny. He can warg off. That's how I feel about him. He could straight up warg off.
Yeah.
No, but he sees, you know, through other things' eyes, and he can control them. But he can also see into the past. But apparently, he can affect things in the past.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that's how he fucked up Hodor.
Yeah, I don't get that. I mean, now I will say this: that scene, the hold the door scene,
it's incredible.
It's incredible.
It's probably one of the best scenes in the entire show,
for sure. But
and then we didn't see Bran for an entire fucking season after that.
Yeah, and then he's king. Who knows? But
if a character isn't important enough to be in an entire season of the show, then they should not be given like the greatest power in the country of the show.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing that I'm questioning. Okay. When Tyrion's going on this spiel about Bran the Broken, which, fuck you, that's a terrible name.
Well, yeah, it's like Ivar the Boneless, but anyway, you don't watch Vikings, so you don't know who that is.
No. But then he is talking about Bran and how, like, the person with the best story should be king.
He doesn't have the best story.
He doesn't have
He
the
wasn't
best
even
story.
in one whole season. How
Yeah.
can he be said to have the best story?
But then Tyrion asks him if you'll take the position, and Bran's like, why do you think I came all this way? And I'm like, fuck you. Can he see into the future now?
Yeah, that was shitty and done poorly. He can't see in the future. It's very evident that he can't see in the future. He says he can't see into the future because somebody asks him to tell them the future, and he says, I can't see the future. I can only see the past.
And he also tells somebody, I don't want any more. I'm not really human.
Yeah. I think didn't he say that to Jon? Maybe he's like, no, it was Jamie.
Jamie, yeah.
He said it to Jamie. He's like, no, I don't need anything. I'm good.
Yeah. No, I don't need.
I don't have wants because I'm not really like a regular person anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck you. Why are you being king then?
Exactly.
You don't need to be king.
I don't get it.
Give it to Tyrion.
I think Tyrion would be great.
Tyrion would be great, but I think Tyrion would also turn it down.
Maybe not.
There was a point when he resigned from being Daenerys's hand.
Well, yeah, that's because he was pissed off.
He wasn't pissed off. He wasn't just pissed off. He was sad and he was disappointed. It wasn't just like an anger thing. Like, you look at his face, and Peter Dinklage is portraying sadness because he sees this queen that he followed, and he sees her becoming someone that he did not foresee her becoming.
Right. It's sadness, disappointment, and anger all wrapped up in one package. Because Tyrion had told Daenerys to, if you hear the bells, that means they surrender. Call off the troops.
Or stop fucking burning them alive with your goddamn dragon.
Yeah. I knew that she was probably not going to hold back. They kind of foreshadow that throughout the entire show, right? Because she's constantly talking to the Dothraki and saying, we're going to go across the sea where you've never been, and we're going to tear down their buildings. We're going to destroy what they've built, right?
Yeah.
We're going to set fire to them, is basically what she says. And that's what she does.
She does. But I think, I'm with Tyrion. She's wrong. What she did was wrong.
I think she's wrong as well.
And but I think that everything that led to it, especially in this season, was a poor setup.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The foreshadowing is great. It's one of those things that they rushed. All of these things, especially you get in the last 2 episodes, they just kind of powered through.
Barely.
Because that by itself could have been a whole season or half a season, and I'm talking 10 episodes of okay, the war is over. We've defeated the White Walkers and the Night King. Now how do we rebuild? Okay, now we have to fight Cersei. Okay, so we fight Cersei, and that's not even a whole episode.
No, it's not.
It still is a huge. It's not even that it's a huge battle. It's an ass whooping. But also, you had, what's his name? Theon's uncle. I can't remember.
Euron?
Yeah. What?
Euron?
Euron. Yeah. You've got Euron with his giant ballista that they killed one of the other dragons with in one shot.
Yeah. Which is crazy. They should not be that accurate.
Well, no, and they don't have that kind of distance, but they're mounted all around, King's Landing.
But nobody can get a shot?
And nobody can shoot the fucking dragon?
Here's the thing, though. Daenerys is way up top, and she should be able to see the Iron Fleet.
Yeah, she should have seen them.
She doesn't see them?
Yeah, what was she like?
But they see her coming, and they have the accuracy and the distance to take down a dragon.
Yeah, without anybody knowing?
Yeah.
It was the dragon went down, and then everybody was like, oh no. And then they started shooting the shit out of their, ships and stuff. And that's not how ballista work either.
Yeah.
No matter how big they are, the bigger they are, the more force it takes to shoot them. But it doesn't mean that they're more powerful, because it is still a heavier object.
Right.
You need a greater force. And it's physics. Ballista don't work like that.
Right. Originally, HBO wanted to do 10 seasons.
Yeah.
And then they negotiated down to 8, with 7 and 8 being half seasons. So I think Weiss and Benioff wanted to do 6 or 7 seasons, and then HBO was like, no, let's do more. And then they were like, okay, well, let's split this one in half. And then HBO was like, yeah, okay. And then they only got 2 extra episodes.
Yeah, and it sucked.
It did.
It sucked.
The whole season, even though it had good points, it had really fun moments.
It had good moments, and it had moments that were definitely fan service, where they were like, okay, this is this person's story wrapping up. This is this person's story wrapping up. Oh, let's bring Bronn in to be on the council of Bran. It was every single person that they brought in was fan service. It was Bronn should have been killed. I'm just
Yeah.
putting that out there.
Yeah.
Bronn should have been murdered by someone because he deserved it.
Here's my thought, okay? So, talking about Bronn and how he interacts with the characters, especially in the last season, right? He goes to Tyrion and Jaime and says, hey, your sister wants you dead. I'm going to kill you unless you offer me something better.
And Tyrion had a deal with him, which was, if anyone wants you to kill me, I will pay you double.
Yes. But here's the thing. Jaime goes back to Cersei after he already knows that she wants him dead? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
That does not make sense to me.
No, it doesn't make sense.
He's talking about how she's hateful and he's hateful too, so he goes back to her. Nah, dude, if somebody wants me dead, I'm not going back.
Yeah.
That's just asking for it.
It's dumb. It's dumb that they had him and Brienne hook up. Jaime has been on this redemption arc since like season 2.
And it's been great.
And it's been so good watching him grow. And then they just kind of like, we're like, you know what? We need an excuse for him to die with Cersei.
Yeah.
We need an excuse for this. But they'd already built up to like him and Brienne like being together. And they had a relationship. Like they were both fond of each other. And it could have been something. And they could have had them like serving, together. But instead, they made him leave to go die with Cersei?
Yeah. And I think that all just comes down to prophecy. I feel like they felt like he was written into a corner to die with Cersei because of her prophecy.
Yeah, and it's dumb. It was dumb. There are a lot of cop-outs, a lot of easy way out of different situations, and it felt like from the beginning of the season that they took characters and pointed them in a direction and shot them out of a cannon.
Yeah.
Like they did. There was no more growth of characters. There was, and in some character, like Jaime's character's case, they took a character who had experienced growth and just completely disregarded that growth. And they just went, okay, this person needs to get from point A to point B, so we're just going to write this straight to that point. Jon has to kill Daenerys. Okay, writing it in. And how fucking anticlimactic was that?
So I actually kind of like it because it brings back the vision that Daenerys had in season 2 and her interaction with the throne in this vision. And we see so when you're watching it in season 2, you think that, okay, it's snowing, but now with the final season out, we understand that it's the ashes of the city and the people of the city, right? So I do like that part of it, like her interaction with the throne and finally getting to touch the throne, and the symbology there of if you sit on the throne, if you touch the throne and claim it, you're going to die.
Yeah.
And probably
she didn't even sit in it.
She didn't, but she did touch it for the first time. I like the symbology there. I like calling back the vision from season 2, but I don't like the Drogon interaction at the end. It just seemed cheesy to me. Like, to know that this dragon is so self-aware that he's like, oh, the path to the Iron Throne is what killed Daenerys.
Yeah, that whole thing with Drogon, it was like, but this is dumb now.
Yeah.
Like, it was another thing that was forced, and they said, okay, point A to point B. Daenerys has to go from point A to point B. Well, what about the dragon? Oh yeah, sorry, afterthought.
No, I don't think it was an afterthought. I think they specifically wrote it in that way, and I think it was just cheesy.
It was bad. It was bad, and I get where everybody's coming from that wants it redone. Man, just if Martin ever gets there, you'll have your rewrite.
Yeah. I don't think he's ever going to get there, though.
I don't think so either. I don't think he's ever going to get there. I don't think he's ever going to finish the books. I don't think he cares to.
No. So, overall thoughts, because I want to go ahead and move on to the next portion of this.
Okay. Overall thoughts. It had some good moments, and it definitely paid some fan service. Plot-wise, it wasn't bad, but I think that it was executed poorly.
Okay, I will agree with that. I think that it had great moments. It had some bad moments. Had some really bad moments.
And some even worse moments. And then it was really dark for a long time. And
for a full episode.
It was, yeah.
But
that is terrible directing.
I think that a lot of people who signed this petition that want to remake the 8th season, I think a lot of them are just sad that the show is ending in general. And I think that in order to make yourself okay with a show that I've loved for a long time, to know that it's ending, it's hard to take, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew it was going to end eventually. We all knew it was not going to be something that it's going to just keep going. But I guess in order to come to terms with it going away, you have to like emotionally disconnect from it. And I think that's where a lot of that came from.
Personally, I don't have a problem with emotionally disconnecting from a show that I loved. And because I still look at Lost, and Lost is still one of my favorite shows that's ever been, because the writing on it was amazing. The storylines were amazing. And then they were like, older ghost Walt, not going to answer that. Fuck you. Like, that's great that they were just like, yeah, this doesn't need to be wrapped up because it's not their story. Because they were very clear on the story is each of these characters. Every one of these characters, these central characters, this is whose story it is. Walt's story is not a part of their story. He enters it and exits. That's it. Lost did a lot of things fucked up at the end. They're all in purgatory or whatever, and that was dumb. Everything leading to that moment, though, was good. And I feel like with Game of Thrones, it felt like everyone was tired of this project.
No, and I think that's the key. I think Weiss and Benioff were definitely just fucking done. They just didn't want to deal with it anymore. And I get it.
They didn't know where else to go.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily that they didn't know where else to go. I think it's just really that they didn't care to finish it off in a way that was going to be a perfect little bow. And it doesn't have to be a perfect bow at the end. Because, a lot of shows fickle out on their last season, right? But I feel like they were already invested in their upcoming works, which we'll get into in just a minute. And, I don't know why I'm presenting it that way, because everybody knows already.
Everybody knows. Star Wars did it.
But I think they're more focused on Star Wars. And, there is a point where you've been on one project for so long, you're like, okay, this has been great, but I'm ready to do something else. I don't want to be in this world the rest of my life. I want to do something else. So Benioff and Weiss obviously are going to do the next Star Wars that's coming out December 2022.
Are they just doing the next movie, or are they writing the next trilogy?
So there's a little bit of confusion about this, right? So a lot of people are saying that they're going to do a trilogy, but there's only been one movie confirmed.
So it might be like a Rogue One situation.
It could be.
Which also, Rogue One was great, y'all. It just was. Rogue One was a great movie. It was a great standalone movie in that universe. And I am on board for more stories like that.
And that's fair.
Because we don't need to just keep making trilogies for Star Wars.
We don't.
There doesn't need to be a 3-movie arc. It's unnecessary, and honestly, it's a little tired at this point.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is that I feel like they're big enough coming off of the heels of Game of Thrones that they're going to get a trilogy.
I don't know. Maybe they just write they might just do a single movie.
It could.
And everyone will be like, this movie was great, but like, why is Bran the king?
So one thing that I'm interested in is that this movie is supposed to take place like thousands of years before the Skywalker family.
Okay, that's fun.
So that'll be interesting.
So there will be a whole lot of Jedi.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm assuming so.
Because that is a part of the world that we don't really get into except for in the Clone Wars like cartoon.
Yeah. Well, I haven't really read like the comics and stuff, but I'm sure that there's some stuff in that as well.
Yeah, there is plenty of lore that's
Oh, yeah,
already
for
out
sure.
there that all they got to do is go, hey, let's pick this story and just adapt it for TV or for the movies.
Yeah.
Not for TV, but for film.
So, what are your thoughts on Weiss and Benioff taking control of Star Wars?
I'm going to give anyone a shot. If anybody wants to do, like, I was excited when J.J. Abrams came on because I know that J.J. Abrams is a fan and can do it service. Same thing he did. I like the Star Wars movies he did. I think he's a good producer. He's a good director. He's made some incredible movies. Give him a shot. And he's done. I know people hated like The Last Jedi. I personally loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I thought that it wrapped up certain characters, like decades long story arcs, pretty fucking neatly. And when we're looking at, we're talking about Weiss and Benioff doing, like, writing one of them, let them try one. And if they do good, give them another one.
And that might be where it's coming from as to why there hasn't been a confirmed trilogy with them.
Because if they do terrible, because they're not writing a whole new story. There's no way. It's going to be an adaptation of some arc or some side story that's already been written.
Something that's canon to the universe already.
There's already so much that's out there that is canon that you don't need to try to create something new.
You just have to adapt it.
Just adapt something that's already there. Because, like, Rogue One was such a popular book, and then they made it into a movie. The movie was good. Could that movie have been like 2 movies? Yeah, absolutely, it could have, because it was a really long book. But, could Weiss and Benioff go and take some other story and then rewrite it? Yeah, they could. I do also really hope that because it's something that Abrams has done really well is keep the tone of the original trilogy. He kept it it's a space western.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So if they can keep it a space western, they keep it in that same vein. They very much fill that genre need, because here's an opportunity for them to do, it's like with Rogue One, they came in and they're able to do this story that's a side story to the original trilogy, while at the same time not having to follow the same jokes and tropes. I've got a bad feeling about this. They never said that in Rogue One. They didn't have to, but that's something that just continuously goes on and on through the trilogies.
I think that a lot of it comes down to trying to capture the magic of the first trilogy. So 4, 5, and 6.
It's not going to happen. Like, you can't capture that same magic. What you have to do is you have to take the universe that is already given to them and created and make new magic. Do something completely different. Well,
maybe not completely different. Like maybe reference, but don't make it so blatant and obvious.
Well, it's just that we're already in this universe, and this is a very established universe.
Your audience already knows.
They know. You don't have to play to them. Like, you don't have to explain.
It doesn't have to be fan service.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, don't play to them. Don't do something fresh.
Because this is the thing.
Okay,
this is the thing that I'm gonna say. Your built-in fan base is automatically building in the next fan base.
Yes.
Their kids and their kids' kids are going to know the originals.
That's why the Clone Wars was so popular, because kids were watching it and then adults were watching it with their kids, and they're like, oh man, this is really good.
Right. So I feel like
it was super good. The Clone Wars was better than the entire like Anakin trilogy. The Clone Wars was way better than that.
I agree with that. So I think what they're trying to do with doing what you're talking about, is trying to pull in the next generation of fans when they don't need to because their parents are already doing that.
And you don't have to try to win more fans. Look, people who don't want to watch Star Wars are never going to watch Star Wars. I have friends who have never seen a single Star Wars anything. And it's because of choice, because they don't like sci-fi.
Are they Trekkies?
No, they're like my mom hates sci-fi. She won't watch sci-fi.
Yeah, that's fair.
She did start to watch something, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is sci-fi." And
was it Alien versus Zombies?
No, I don't remember what it was, but it was something. I was like, "Oh, it was Hunger Games." I was like, "Oh no, Hunger Games is sci-fi," and she was like, "No, it's not." I was like, "No, Mom, the Hunger Games is absolutely sci-fi," and when she realized that it was, she stopped watching the movies. It's because she's just not into sci-fi, and she doesn't
some people
want
aren't.
to be. She doesn't want to be into sci-fi.
Yeah. So obviously there are some people who are upset about Weiss and Benioff doing the Star Wars film.
Well, yeah, of course.
So guess what they're doing?
A petition.
Another fucking petition.
Hey, it's not gonna do anything,
It's
dummies.
not. They've already signed a contract to do this.
If you want to make your voice heard, don't do it with a petition. Just don't go see the movie.
Don't go see the movie.
Don't even. There's going to be a boycott of the movie.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
No, that's a given. But hey, dummies, just don't go see the movie.
If you're really upset about Game of Thrones and how it ended and how season 8 was, just don't go see it.
Just don't go see it.
You don't have to watch it. It's okay.
Don't watch it when it comes out on Netflix.
Yeah.
Don't
talk
give
to
it
your
anything.
friends about it.
Yeah, don't make it a non-issue to where if somebody starts talking to you about it, go, wait, what? There's another new Star Wars? Yeah, it was written by the guys that did Game of Thrones. Oh, that sounds like it's, Game of Thrones didn't end very well, so
I'm out.
I'm probably just not going to watch it.
Yeah.
But, downplay it. Don't get loud about it, because it's how Trump got in office.
Jesus Christ, that joker. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I think that Weiss and Benioff are actually going to do a pretty good job on the movie.
I think so, too.
Because here's something that a lot of people are not talking about.
Is that it's not Game of Thrones?
Well, I mean, it's not Game of Thrones, but I think that a lot of people forget that for 6 seasons, they wrote and produced these shows that were amazing. And they're a lot longer than an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So I think that they're going to do not just a good job. I think they're going to do a very good job with the movies.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be pretty good. I think they have a lot of pressure on them now, especially in light of how Game of Thrones ended. There's going to be a whole lot of pressure. I think it's going to be good enough.
See, I'm thinking that it's going to be beyond good enough.
I don't think it's going to be excellent.
It might not be excellent, but I think it's going to be really good.
It's a lot harder to tell a long-form story in a shorter form.
Yes.
And so I don't know how good they're going to be able to do with a single movie.
Well, I think that's probably why they're going to actually have a trilogy.
And then each movie is going to be 2 hours, 3 hours long?
Maybe.
I don't know.
All I'm saying is I have confidence, even though season 8 was garbage.
That's the first time I've ever heard you say that you have confidence.
That's fair. But no, I have confidence in Weiss and Benioff that they'll do a good job with Star Wars, whether it be one movie or a trilogy. And that's where I'm going to end it off.
All right, well,
because I think we've talked this one into the ground, and
yeah, opinions.
Yeah.
These are opinions.
I mean, we'll see what happens in 2022.
Yeah,
so.
Our opinions are right, but opinions. hey, Jared.
Yeah.
You need some advice?
Oh, hell yeah.
Good, thank God, because I'm so fucking sick of talking about Game of Thrones. All right, here's my first one. This is from it's an emoji of a lollipop, J, and then the AE where it's like one letter, and that's @ XOEAJ. Showiage.
All right.
So they say, listen, Linda, pregnancy boobs are no fucking joke. I am a stomach sleeper, and now I sleep on my left side. The only downfall about that is when you wake your boobies feel like motherfucking cinder blocks. Hashtag needed advice. Crying emoji face.
Okay. So what is the advice that you need?
I just wanted to read it. Okay, this is what Lollipop J. I'm assuming that's how you say it.
You nailed it.
I think what she really wants to know is how to not sleep, or how to be comfortable sleeping with pregnancy boobs.
This is tough for me because I don't have pregnancy boobs. I just have regular man boobs.
So you just have regular boobs. I don't really have either. So,
but you kind of do.
No, I look like I worked out at one point in my life and then stopped.
Yeah, so you have like old man saggy boobs.
Yeah, but they're not like man boobs. They're not moobs. But here's the thing. My boobs don't feel like cinder blocks in the morning. And I'm not pregnant, but I am sort of chubby in the middle area. Like I got a beer gut. And so, yeah, I like to sleep on my stomach, but I can't always. So,
that's like 90% of how I sleep is on my stomach.
I know. That's because you are wide. Like I think that's something that people miss about you, is that you are a broad person in frame. And so like sleeping on your stomach has got to be pretty easy.
Yeah. It's comfortable.
Yeah, and it is very comfortable. But what do you do about your cinder block boobies, Jared?
So that is a good question. What do you do about cinder block boobies?
Sleep in a bra.
You know what?
That sounds dangerous. If I had to sleep in a bra, I'd probably choke myself.
I'm gonna say this.
I don't even like sleeping in a shirt.
I'm gonna say this.
I get all tangled.
Oh, God damn it!
Or what are you gonna say?
Nothing now. I want her to invent her own device and put it out into the world, because I don't think there's anything that really fixes this problem right now.
Zero gravity device for cinder block boobs.
How would that work?
You get a 0G device that puts your boobies in 0G while you're sleeping.
You just restated what you already said.
I know.
You didn't give an actual answer to this.
Because this is as far as I've thought about it, and I'm trying to buy myself some time. So you put
your boobies in 0G. We get it.
No, but a device that makes 0G.
Yeah.
Yeah, but only on your boobies.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Sleep in one of those like saltwater tanks, like
helium balloon nip clips.
No.
just attach them and just put them up, and they'll be good for the night.
That sounds awful. You get caught in the ceiling fan? Nope.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, that sounds dangerous. Okay, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a a sensory deprivation chamber. You know what I'm talking about? Where you get in it and it's got like salt water that's like super buoyant, so you just float in there, and then like it, they cut off all sound and it's completely dark in there, and so you can't see, you can't hear, like you end up just hearing like your heartbeat and your breathing, but you're like you're floating in water, so you're not even really feeling gravity. You get one of those and sleep in it.
I kind of like that. I want to do that, just not having pregnancy boobs.
My biggest fear of doing that is that I would roll over. I would fall asleep and roll over and drown because I'm stupid.
You said it, not me.
I know. I'm a mover. I would talk the whole time I'm in there because
I'm a mover and a shaker.
You can ask Hannah. When I'm asleep, I talk.
Yes, you do. Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah,
I feel like this chamber idea is probably the way to go.
Solved it.
Okay, so this one comes from at Nadsby, or Nadsme. WANNADZMEE. Nadsme. I don't get it.
I don't know. Let's
don't
go.
know.
What do they ask?
Anyone has an idea where I should invest to grow my money? # need advice.
Money tree.
Money tree is good.
You plant coins in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Makes
But
a tree.
which coins, though? Because each coin is going to make a different money tree.
Yes. So dollars. The dollar
Okay.
coin.
Okay.
The Sacagaweas.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say quarters because then you get like cherry money trees.
Cherry.
Because it's got Washington on it.
Boo. Okay, hear me out. Sensory deprivation chambers.
Okay. I'm listening.
If you put the money in a sensory deprivation chamber, and
It's going to hear its heartbeat and it's going to grow.
Yeah, it's going to grow because its heart's going to grow 10 sizes that day. And because it's 3 sizes too small and it grows as 10 sizes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Grinch is going to come out and he's going to give you money in a bag.
Okay. That's how it's going to grow because the Grinch comes out and gives you more money.
Yeah.
How about this? We need to get the machine from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids
Mm-hmm.
and just blow it up. And then technically you'll have more money because it'll be bigger bills.
No, you'll have the same money. It will just be bigger.
No, it'll
That's
be
not
worth
more.
It'll
No,
be worth
It won't
more.
be worth more.
It will.
It won't.
It will.
No, the only
Because do you not know how the currency exchange works? So if you get bills that are defective and out of circulation because they're defective, they're worth more money.
yeah, but they typically
So
collect
you can-
those and burn
Yeah.
them.
No, they don't collect them and burn them. If somebody gets a hold of them and puts them in their own collection, then they can resell them and they're worth more. So you can take
Yeah,
like
but
a fucked up $2 bill.
I don't know. I think that if you blow it up and it's too big, then it's going to cost more money to take it away.
It's like a big check.
No, that doesn't. The big check, it just has numbers written on it, and it doesn't actually mean anything. You can't cash those big cardboard checks. Did you know that?
Have you tried?
No.
Boom. I got you.
But I definitely have games on my phone that advertise that if I play that game, then I could win big money like Steve. and he's
Who
holding
won
a big card.
$2,500?
It's $50,000 or something like that, and he's holding one of those big cardboard checks, and I'm like,
And then he starts flipping it like the sign flippers.
yeah,
and-
because that was his job during the day.
Mm-hmm. Where else to invest to grow money?
Time machines.
Ooh.
If you go back in time, you can create accounts and invest in certain companies that you know are going to succeed. It's kind of the Back to the Future 2 model,
Yeah.
where Biff goes back in time and
I've thought about this so much.
he gets that the book that like baseball
the sports
almanac.
almanac.
Yeah, sports almanac. So it's like that, but instead of doing that, so you're not betting on things to make money.
But you're betting on companies.
Yeah, but you're betting on companies. But even a company that fails, like you get some sort of money back, right?
Okay.
If you lose betting on something like a sporting event, then you don't get anything back.
No.
That's how it works.
Except the laughter of your peers.
Yeah. So if you invest in time machines, then you can go back in time and you can invest in like Microsoft and Apple and Bitcoin, or I don't know how Bitcoin works, honestly, and I don't know how people can mine for it, because my kids definitely have not talked about that like version of Minecraft. Do not understand Bitcoin. Don't explain it to me. I don't care. It's not real money to me.
It's not real money, but has real value, which is weird.
But not to me. Things only have value when they are given value by society.
That's fair. So what companies are you going to invest in when you go back in time? I've got a few that I would like to invest in.
I would invest in. I mean, you've got the big ones like Microsoft and Apple. You
Yep.
know, like these are just given. I would also like to invest in Tesla.
Tesla would be okay.
Tesla would be a really good one, not just because of the cars, but because of what the company does overall.
Yeah.
They are working on technology. They haven't perfected it yet, but for solar power, like catching shingles for your roof, to where they absorb the sun's heat and stuff, and then it can convert it into power for your house. Just one day, and you have battery banks and stuff, and it will get you. It's supposed to get you enough power to last you a week in one day, and then anything that's extra just gets burned
Or sold back to the companies. Sold back as energy source to the companies.
Yeah, I mean that's how a lot of this works. But what Tesla wants to do is to cut people off from having to be attached to the big companies,
Yeah, which would be great.
like self-sustaining.
I would probably do like obviously the Apples and the Microsoft.
Oh, Boston
and,
Dynamics. Those are the people that
Okay.
did the robot dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Would you not want to invest in those people?
I would.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Boeing.
Boeing would be a good one. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with going back in time
Mm-hmm.
because you have a lot of perspective that people who are living in the past don't have.
I don't know necessarily if it's perspective, but I think that in the past, a lot of people, it's just like the present. It is very hard to invest in something if you are not guaranteed a return.
Yes.
Like, it's not just a return, but a growth.
Right.
So it's a risk-taking operation, and not a lot of people are willing to take risks.
I mean, it's gambling in a sense.
It is gambling, yeah, because you could lose all your money.
Yeah.
But
Maybe not. So Nathan, what's your next one?
this is from Seif Drywater at the Seif Drywater. Hypothetically speaking, if I were to have a small festival-type concert for my 21st birthday, what would the name be? Hashtag pondering, hashtag need advice, hashtag please, hashtag music. Well, Fire Festival is available.
Yeah, I don't think they're using that one anymore.
Fire Festival 2, the real Fire Festival.
Fire Festival 2, it's still burning.
Fire Festival 2, the search for Curly's gold.
Fire Festival 2, don't look directly at it.
Fire Festival 2, Electric Boogaloo.
God damn it, that was my next one.
Got you.
You knew where I was going to go. Okay, Fire Festival is good. So it's 21st, right? Just throw people off. Like John Festival 21.
What about Fire Festival 2? More fiery festival-y.
Fire Festival 2. Call the fire department.
Fire Festival with a vengeance. Two fire, two festival.
That was good. I like that one. Okay, let's keep going with these. I like these.
Because I literally have pulled up a list of movie sequel names, and I've been reading them off. 22 Fire Festival.
I don't like that one so
That's
much.
not as good.
No.
A very Fire Festival sequel. Fire Festival, Back to the Hood.
Jesus. Fire Festival 2, Chamber of Secrets.
Fire Festival 2, Chipwrecked.
Yeah, that's what they were. That is what they were.
This is so much better than I hoped it would be.
Those were some good ones. I like all of those.
A good day to Fire Festival. Ooh. This has got to be my favorite. Oh,
Okay,
no.
bring it, because this is the last one.
Okay, Fire Festival 2, The Secret of the Ooze. I was torn between that and Jason Takes Manhattan.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you ready for this last one?
Okay, give me this last one.
This one comes from Twiddledick, at Twiddledick.
Wait, hold on. Twiddle dick. In order to, because you twiddle your thumbs, you have two thumbs. So if you twiddle your dick, you need two dicks?
Yeah. I mean, there are people. So it could be. Who knows? Who cares? I'm going to read it.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm imagining this now in my head. Twiddling dicks. So if you can't twiddle thumbs with someone else, right? So you couldn't twiddle someone else's dick. You would have to have two dicks.
Yeah, you would have to have two dicks, yeah. No, that is definitely what's happening.
And to have the dexterity, you would have to have two prehensile penises in order to twiddle them.
Yeah. It's called evolution, Nathan. Grow up.
Fair. Okay.
Okay. Twiddledick asks.
My brain is... Okay. Sorry. I need to focus on you now instead of letting my imagination picture this.
What does it mean if he has a boner while explaining Rubik's Cube algorithms to you? # need advice.
Is he looking you in the eye? I think there's some questions here. Is he looking you in the eye while he's doing this?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
But okay.
Because you can only explain Rubik's Cube while looking somebody in the eye.
Wait. So if he's looking you in the eye, explaining Rubik's Cube algorithms, and then he gets a boner, you would have to break eye contact to notice the boner.
And then he's immediately like, no, my eyes are up here.
No, so if you notice that he has a boner while explaining Rubik's Cube algorithms, and he's got to know that you're looking at it.
Oh, yeah. He can see you staring at that dong.
So all I'm saying is that here's what it means. It means he nasty. He likes to be watched.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
You don't get involved. You just get to watch. Don't touch it. Don't touch my penis or my Rubik's Cube.
They both mean so much to me.
You don't know how to work them. Also, if this is somebody with the dexterity to be able to do a Rubik's Cube, they could probably get themselves off better than you could.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
I mean, I know what I like.
Oh, yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
We all know what we like, Nate.
No, you don't all know what I like.
No,
Just
we sure
me.
as fuck do, because you tell everybody. So, question.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not because he's explaining the algorithm.
Maybe it's the intense eye contact.
Maybe it's the intense eye contact. Maybe it's like an awkward boner. Like
Fear boner.
Yeah, like a fear boner. Like you're claiming your dominance and he gets boner.
Yeah, sad
because
boner.
he's like, yeah, this is okay.
It
is intimidating.
Some sort of emotions-based boner. But it could also just be that his blood pressure has changed.
Maybe he thought he was going to get wild once in his life and take drugs for the first time, and then he just happened to take a Viagra.
He's going to take drugs. He said he went up to the guy that was selling pills on the street, and the guy's like, hey, which one you want? I got all of these. And he's like,
I guess I'll take the blue one.
I'll take 3 of the blue one, please. Now, do I snort these? And the guy's like, okay.
Sure, I guess. Maybe he was just thinking about his favorite porn.
Maybe. And he's just...
Because maybe he, like, relates porn to the Rubik's Cube. Don't kink shame him.
It's a puzzle. He's figuring out puzzles. Maybe he gets turned on by puzzles in general. I mean, have you ever seen him work one of those 5,000 piece puzzles? Hard on the whole time.
Yeah, the table is just tilted a little bit.
Still a little bit. You know, don't watch him play Tetris.
All those moving parts.
He gets a boner just from the bleep bleep doo doo bloop bloop boo bloop bloop beep bleep bleep boo boop 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 boner.
All right, what else? What else might he be bonering out about?
I don't know. It really depends on how old he is.
Maybe he has one of the Braille Rubik's Cubes and he just thinks they're nipples.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love you. He's also watched that Rubik the Amazing Cube Saturday morning cartoon show, and so he knows when he gets it when he solves it and the white face turns in the white side turns into a face and it talks to him, but it's still got them nipples.
It's ridiculous. Maybe he saw your boner.
Yeah.
Why do you have a boner?
Yeah. Why do you have? What's up with your boner, you fucking Judgy McJudgerson?
Twiddle dick. We see those two boners.
You see both of your boners, twiddle dick, twiddling away, trying to solve that Rubik's Cube with your twiddle dicks.
Oh, what if you could solve the Rubik's Cube with your two dicks?
You have a future ahead of you in porn.
Yeah, most definitely.
I mean, I think that deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for porn.
It definitely deserves a Woody.
Because that's the porn awards. The porn words.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Hey, thanks for listening. If you love our show, help us grow like a Rubik's Cube boner. Leaving a review helps other listeners find us, and we'll read your review on a future episode. We only grow like a Rubik's Cube boner because of you spreading the word.
Join in on the conversation by searching High Hungry Podcast on all social media platforms or by contacting us at highhungrypodcast@gmail.com.
Help us create a better show by donating to our Patreon at patreon.com/highhungrypodcast. Doing so helps us stay free.
Visit our website at forgeaudio.net to find our merch store and discover other great shows on the Forge Audio Network. You're not going to see Rubik's Cube boners, though. Sorry.
I mean, you might. The only way to find out is to visit the site, drive that traffic, smash that like button. Hey, and keep it nerdy.
And don't forget your pants. Forge Audio.
Dream it.
Build it.
Share it.